I'm just kind of getting this rolling here. So we're going to try to do something a little different. Clients, you can see me here. I'm focused on you. That's my primary focus here in the dojo, but also putting this out there on YouTube as well for those. We've got a lot of questions from people that said, you know, can I see? What can I see if I join you at Jazz? So we're going to do that. And so that is all good there. Everything should be good and sweet now. I see it looking right. Swamp Rat in the house. I love it, Brian. I'm gonna be enjoying the Wine of Wealth here. This is actually our special bottle. We got these little sample guys here, and it actually says Wine of Wealth on it, although the camera's like a mile that way. So I'll be joining you with the Cabernet tonight. Looking good, smelling good. I hope all of you are enjoying your evening. Let's just get out of this garbage here. Let's go to the main page. There it is. Welcome. I'm going to do like I always do for our Wine and Wealth classes, and I'm just going to focus on the material, get through everything, and then I'll stick around and answer questions with you guys. As always, if you're a client, you know to reach out to me, Eric, support. We've got everybody here, always happy to help. And so hopefully there's no issues or concerns, but if there are, of course, you know where to find us, and you can contact us in the dojo as well. If you are not a client, this one may not be that interesting to you. I'm going to show you what it looks like behind the scenes, actually, when you get your account set up and everything like that. So let's just dive into it. We've had, I think it's this page. There you go. So when you first log into your account, or anybody that's brand new just joining us, you should see your account come to life. We've set up a mock Charlie platform here to show a couple different things. And so I'm going to go through it just in the way that you guys see it. First, you got to see your name. And if you have more than one account, you got to see this here. So we did a sample where it's Charlie and the Missus together with IRAs. If you have an alert button here, that's letting you know that you may need to change some of your settings. So your beneficiaries in particular may not be correct or may not be completed in full. If you haven't done that, you should be able to see the balance between all of your accounts, cash balance if you have a cash balance, the total amount put in, and some data here that's wrapped around the initial starting point of your portfolios. If you have more than one account, like in this sample case here, we have two accounts actually, you would actually see the performance inside of here. And if the performance is, so for example, this account here doesn't go back all the way. So if I zoom out and say like 3 years, you would actually see the starting performance of a new account if you had one, as well as your existing account there. So that's what yeah, and you can change it. You can see like the dollars, right? If you made deposits, withdrawals, we've been playing with this one here, I guess. So you can actually set it however you'd like to see in there. And that's basically the top row. If you have 401ks, TSPs, accounts that we can't physically go get for you, you can link them up. We can help manage those as well. Actually, fully just take over if you'd like, while leaving the account where it is. So happy to help you with that. You don't have to do that. That's just there in case you want to. And in the event that you did do that, you'd actually just say, hey, click link account. You could link your 401k. I would actually see it show up, and I could get to work on making sure that's dialed in with all your investments here. This is, again, the home page. This is how the default. If you want to link an account to a spouse, you happen to have a family member here that you want to do that there, and you could actually do that right there by just linking. It'll take you through a process to make that happen. If we go on down here, you should see the current funds that you're in. Remember, we manage our own funds here, so we just give them a name so that you can kind of get a gist of what's going on with them. You'll see the dollar amount that you are invested in those various funds. This is not real, but this is the way it would look. And the weighting of the dollars. You have 4% in this fund, 10% in this fund, etc. You also have recent updates in here, anything that we need to get a hold of you. There may be, sometimes we call them fin tasks, where we'll ask you to take a look at something. Maybe we will, like for example, this was one of the Wine and Wealths that I did, where I gave out a checklist. And I said, hey, we've reached this point in time where we need to focus on this checklist. Eric put it up there for us, and you can actually download it, use it, and hopefully it would generate some questions if you have any questions. Updates and things that come along, of course, we'll put in here. Haley just put in a note to let you know about backdating deposits and all that good stuff, how that should actually go. And so yeah, we're playing with this a little bit, but this would be your update section. Now, I got to point out, if this were actually real and you choose one of your accounts, your update section changes. And so this was something we added about 2 years ago. So you can actually see and there's just a little bit of a blip there. So hold on one second. It'll come back. We got some sort of nastiness rolling through the neighborhood here. So if it blips out for a second, it's been doing that. It'll come back. Again, if you choose your account, you come on down here, you would actually see your contributions for the year, kind of like a little speedometer there, right? Something that you can focus on. You can also focus, or you can email your advisor directly or support. If you were to change years and look to see how much you contributed for the IRA or the total of any of your IRAs, you could, of course, do that and get all that set up there. So I just want to point that out. There would be a change, right? That's how you find that speedometer. We really love that speedometer. So you just click at the top. Click your IRA. We generate the data here for you, and you can do that. Before we move on to the holdings, we'll go down here. You've got recent transactions. As you get paid dividends, etc., whatever comes in, whatever goes out, you'll find dividends, interest payments. You'll find the international tax for any international positions that you have. That'll all post here. And, of course, you can sort through your transactions in any level of detail that you like. Something that's new for us here that you may not notice, if you haven't done it yet, there'll be a little screen asking you to get started, but this is your initial retirement plan. So as your account gets funded and you get set up and roll in there, then you would be able to get started on that. I'll show you what it looks like real quick. If you haven't done it yet, you'll actually see a box that says get started on the planner. But in this case, we've already been playing with it. And this is what it would take you to, your initial plan, where you'd be able to enter some of the data. We'll already know some of it about you to get you started there. And we can start to see what you're shooting for by, excuse me. We can start to see what you're shooting for in terms of retirement. We do things a little bit differently here. So if you're brand new or thinking about joining us or whatever, we like to focus on the longest thing in the future first. So retirement so far down the road for most of you. If you are retired, then we're going down a different path. However, if you're working and you're starting up with us, we'll focus on that first because that'll have the most leeway. Naturally, if you're buying a house like next week, you know, that you either have the money or you don't, right? You have the credit score, you've got the property picked out. It's a different thing. But retirement, we have the most amount of time to go, you know what? The tax laws changed. Let's try some different things here. And so just so you know, that's where we would get things rolling. And what we do initially is try to share with you some of the, more of the, you know, the cookie cutter stuff. I hate saying that word, but some of the things that may get you started. You know what I mean? Because myself, Eric, the rest of us, we don't really know you well when you get started. We've got to get to know you. So this helps us get that started. As we take a look through there, you might see some notes. That was broke for a minute, so now if you did it, it theoretically would work. But if you leave notes and you want to we kind of set this for your goals area there, things that we initially start focusing on, you'll get a really clear picture of kind of where things are starting off for you. So that is the planner area, which is now also visible on the homepage if you decide to get to it that way. Totally up to you. However you want to do it, it's fine with me. That'll just get the ball rolling. Okay. Sorry. Back to the screen. There we go. So I expanded this, and then I guess I clicked away so you couldn't see it. In the different menu areas, there may be extra places to look. You've got your transactions, whether you want to see them, the dollars going in, dollars going out, whatever's happened with your account that you want to see, buys and sells and dividend payments and everything. You can come into this section here and you can actually start. It's very simple to start, but we could say for this IRA, for the last year, we'd like to see, distributions, because that'll show dividends. We can hit go, and I believe there should be something that pops up there over the last year. Yeah, there you go. So it would tell you basically which positions paid you a dividend, how much they paid. You can get a summary. So, for example, $715 have been paid out in total over the last year in dividends, etc. And you can look into that in more detail if you'd like. On the left, this is the transfer do section. And so, for example, if you wanted to go through and make a new deposit, a new withdrawal, wherever, moving money, basically, that's where you're going to go there. My computer is ticking for just a second. Like I said, the storm's going through there. I see it on the streaming thing. It's coming. Now we're back up to 3,000. back down a little bit. Maybe I'll refresh. Let me refresh the stream for a second, try to cheat it. See if I can do that. That would be where you go to move money, right? So anything that has to do with that, you would, oh, there it goes. You would take a look there and link your bank account, schedule withdrawals, delete bank accounts, send money in and out. You can actually make that happen there. There we go. Here comes the stream. Sorry if there was a little buffer there. It's been one of those days in Southern Florida here. Take you back. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So, for example, if you had pending deposits, you could set it up. We've put some bank links in there. You can make a new deposit withdrawal. We wanted this page to be very simple. So, if you don't know, by the way, we built this from scratch, right? So, this is all, you know, Charlie, obviously, he built it. He made his thing there. But this is all built from scratch. So, we've taken feedback from clients and gone, yeah, you know, that's right. We've watched where you move and navigate and say, yeah, they're not getting it. Let's make it a little bit simple, more simple for them. And so really cool. Over time, it's developed into something quite special. I'll shrink this here. That's your account kind of area. We also have some market data areas. You can do research if you'd like. I tend to use this more, and we just made it public facing in case you like it as well, but you don't have to use that if you don't like it. In our Notes from Jazz section, it looks a little squished because my screen is small over here. But every week I send out an email and give you an update of how things are going. I try to teach you something as well. This is generated by me or Eric. This is not something that is automated. And so, for example, here's Eric down here. If you want to go back and see some of the things he was talking about. We like to take turns every now and then, although I kind of hog this. This is my thing, you know. So you'll notice a lot of them are from me, but you'll be able to go back in time and say, well, how did Dustin handle that pullback last time? What were they talking about during that one there? The ChatGPT thing, what's going on with that? There's some interesting data, and you can continue to learn. It goes all the way back. We have done so many of these that I can fill the page. I can fill the page to the point where this will crash. So I'm not going to do that, but you get the gist of that one there. We also archive and record all of our classes. So if you're brand new and you want to dive back into history, there are hundreds of videos. And I do want to point out, this almost should be like blinking when you log in. But you go over here and just search, right? So for example, candlesticks. We did a class for clients on it. If you want to learn about even the most odd of scenarios, like what do these candlesticks mean, you can type in house, whatever you're thinking of. Chances are we've done some kind of a class there. How much do you spend on a house? What's your average household budget breakdown? You can go nuts there. However, if you don't know what to search or just can't think of anything, we have them in categories as well. We have our wine and wealths, support type classes to go over this stuff, basic classes, really geeky classes, research and data, and all the other good stuff in there as well. You can, of course, check that out if you'd like. The classroom, I don't know if I should click on this because you're going to see me. I don't know if it'll like do one of those weird mirror things, but our clients right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, our clients that are in the dojo, this is what they see. So there it's going to do that mirror thing and mess up everything, but that's okay. And so they're in there chatting and everything, and they can do that along with me. So I'm watching on the other screen there. And yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to review with you. You do have a settings page. I won't go into that here, or can we? So yeah, you do have a settings page. So let me go back over here and pop this thing up. You can toggle on and off different settings if you'd like. Oh, it's right here. And that'll be up here. So if you decide, you know, I want to get the updates for something, but I don't want to get the Notes from Jazz or whatever it is, you can do that. You can change passwords, all your normal settings areas, of course, you can take care of. And oh, and by the way, if you can't figure out what to do down here, the planner is always there as well. So the planner will take you directly to where we need to go there with what we were just talking about. So that is the dojo, at least getting started for you. Again, the idea of this class tonight was to bring the newbies up to speed, what they can do. Oh, you can schedule a call. You can send comments down at the bottom, of course. We're working on having live chat in there soon. So it kind of gives those of you that are watching publicly an insight into what's going on, what will I see, how does this all work. And then those of you that are brand new, of course, I will, that's the point, is to bring you up to speed there so you know what you're looking for. And there you go. So I'll take your questions. If you have any questions about this, what I'll do is focus on the client questions first. If the client questions start getting a little bit too specific, I'll hold off on those. We'll cut off the public stream because we're not allowed to answer certain things publicly. I got to be careful. This was a last second thing for me to try to do, so I don't want to get in trouble for doing something maybe I shouldn't. Ian over in the dojo. Hey, Sam's here too. Could you show where the vault is for the HSA receipts, please? So Ian, you might want to use, well, two things. You might want to use your HSA provider because you'll be able to put the receipt and type the amount. So the receipt's really in case you get audited, but the amount that you type in allows you to make withdrawals in the future and not have it count against you. But you can use Nest Egg if you'd like, which brings up a good point. If you log in or you join us and you say, I'm about to retire, I'm close to my goals, I'm someone who's, tail end of my accumulation phase, saving my whole life, we're going to go a slightly different direction. You've seen the classes I've done on Nest Egg. You can get a head start on that, but I would highly suggest using that vault if that's what if you want to save them there. But that's awesome. You save those receipts, man. You got to do it. I'm a nut with that. My wife gets something, $34. I don't care. I put it in that thing, snap a picture of it. I do it through the HSA, though. I just prefer to have it under one roof there. Tom Jacques tried to sign up for an account about 4 days ago. 4 days ago. Well, I'll tell you what I can do. Let's see how you did, Jacques. Or Jacques, Tom Jacques, if that's, is that your real name? I will see where you stand. I typed it wrong. But we don't want any problems there. And it could be that you're just in the middle of maybe getting a transfer started or something like that. Tom, am I still logged in like this? What's going on? I do it down here. This is. Oh, here we go. And then I'll look for your other questions there while I'm doing this. Take a letter out. I typed too many there. I see that you I don't know if you want me to say this here. Looks like you got started, was brand new there, and then you unsubscribed. And you said, I'm no longer interested. So, did you change your mind? Did you change your mind? Yeah, that's what I have for you. But you're always welcome. And I'm happy. I see you had commented a while back there too. So a little data on you there. You're welcome back. Client question here. How can you change the length of time in the stocks in the dojo? Ooh, Brian, help me with that. Oh, on the chart up at the top? Do you not see the date there? You should see the date there. Let me get back to where I was. I moved away there to see Jacques. That's a cool name. I really like that. So, for example, you should be, now maybe your screen is too small. Maybe at some point if you really shrunk the screen or something, maybe it went away. I don't think so. But you can change the date here. However, if you've only been with us and the performance is only like a month old, you can change this back as far as you want. See how you're not going to, you can of course hover and find all the data, but it may look a little funny. So maybe that's what you need to change there if you'd like to. All right, so let's go on over here, see if I can help with another question. J-Dub got here late. You're late. Can you set up automatic withdrawals from your bank account, weekly, bi-weekly, etc.? Eric, you can do any schedule that you want. And that was important to me when we built this. You can set up daily, every 7 days, you can pick a particular day. Yes, you absolutely can. Oh, so sorry. I didn't have the screen up. So what you would do is go into the transfer dose section and say, well, let's just put it in pick an account here, and you pick your bank, the amount, and the deposit date. And on the next page, it would say, okay, how do you want to do this specifically? And you can change everything to make it as specific as you like. So absolutely, you can do that. No issues there, Eric. And if you get stuck on anything, of course, let us know. J-Dub just contributed to 2022 Roth IRA. Do you put those right into the same allocations you currently average? Is this timing a current mark? The allocations have not changed in the last couple weeks. So they changed slightly when we got some of the bank stocks there. But otherwise, yes, for the moment, they are the same as the last class because I know you were there. Brian says it might be because it could be because you use your phone. We're working on an app, of course, so that'll be a new addition for us. But I can't say what it looks like there. I'm not sure. Mike says, when getting reimbursed from my HSA, how do they determine which funds inside the HSA are accessed to make up the first withdrawal? Or to make up the withdrawal? If there are 4 funds, 25% reimbursement from each. No. So that's a great question. You decide that. So if you press sell, it depends on how you set it up. So if you said every dollar that goes in, I would like 25% to go to each fund for a total of 4 funds. And every dollar that goes in forward, I want you to automatically just put it in those 4 funds equally 25%. Then when you hit sell, it should be automatically that it does the same thing. However, a lot of HSAs don't have that feature. So you would have to say, I need a $200 reimbursement from my HSA. Nothing would, the transaction might even cancel if you don't first sell, pick a fund and sell part of it. So yeah, that's a great question. That is very much a possibility. Yeah. James says, how do you manage retirement accounts like the ones in Fidelity? Do I need to teabag the account to you? How does that work? If it is a lettered account, so for example, an IRA, Roth IRA, brokerage account, whatever, any account that just has letters in it, then we would just pick it up and throw it into your account here or set up an account for you. If it's an account that has numbers in it, 401k, Roth 401k, whatever it is, when you link to it, you're saying, I'm giving Jazz Wealth just the ability to change the investments. Don't show him anything. Just let him manage those investments. And what I do is I go in there, I kick off the other people and take care of it that way. And you see all that, of course, but I can't see like your address, even though I know it, none of the sensitive stuff. Love it. All right. Can you manage an existing HSA? Almost. What is the last day to request transfers of Dojo to the Roth IRA for tax year? So there's actually, when I was showing you the updates in the Dojo there, one of them says you got to get it done. I believe it's the 11th because then we go into a weekend or something. But I believe that is the last day because the tax day doesn't fall on a weekday this year. So, oops, wrong way. So we're setting it as the 11th to allow for one extra day for it to transfer in because the 11th is a Thursday. Friday, we figure it would come from your bank, and then it's the weekend until tax day. Yeah. Next page, got it. Nice. At what point will you be able to see total Jazz portfolio performance instead of just your account? You can do that in Folio. And from what I'm told, when we migrate to the Goldman Sachs thing, that won't change. So you'll still be able to do that. However, we can't currently request the entire performance. We can only request from Folio each fund's performance. And I'm told that's going to change. So that's 100% one of the focus items and one of the reasons we're excited about that. But for the moment, you can go see it. You just got to go into Folio. Yes. And you could also you could just do a separate account. If you say, oh, I owe Jazz $10, just set up an individual account and say, just put $10 in there. You don't have to keep it as a part of the other one. Lance says, are you able to sell them from traditional and put them into your Roth before 11th? Asking, we wouldn't sell them. We would just transfer positions as a contribution. So yeah, we want to get on that. We don't want to wait till the last second, but we wouldn't sell a position to then move it. That's just an extra step, but it is possible. Yes. Can you explain funding for outside accounts? I got an email, but it's not completely clear. You got an email from us? You got a funding for an outside account. Got an email. I need more on that one. Or maybe shoot me an email if you'd like, if that came from us. Can't think of what that would be. Yeah, send me an email. I don't want to waste time, but should hit me. Joe wants to start on Nest Egg fresh. How do you clear everything out? I got to do it on my end. We have to actually, there's not a reset button. I actually have to go in there, and I've got to, I can reset it, but that's for whatever reason, not a feature that is there. It's possible. I'm happy to do it for you. Yeah. How do we know if the funds in our Roth are a rollover or a contribution? The percent on the meter isn't matching in the dojo. How do we know? Rollover money shouldn't show as a deposit, because otherwise, if you rolled over like, $20,000, wouldn't that thing just like, oh my God, you'd contribute like 6,000%. So that shouldn't be the case. Yeah. Oh, funding for your outside. Thank you. Okay. So funding for your outside accounts, you can use your brokerage account. If you have a brokerage account with us, what we would do is say, okay, your outside account and your account here total up to over $250,000, and therefore our fee is 0.5%. We can't go take it out of your 401k. So we said, well, why don't we just do it all from the brokerage account? That you would have got an email for. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Good. Thank you for clarifying that, because I would have drove me crazy. Yep, perfect. So if it doesn't say deposit, I can contribute more if that's the issue. If you have scheduled, for 2023, if you've already put in too much, it's not going to let you put in more. And I think that's what you're saying. It's not going to let you put more in there, no. Easy way to see your Fidelity 401k. How much is Roth versus pre-tax without having to just add everything up by myself? There should be. Absolutely, J-Dub. Yeah. When you get your statement, it should show on Fidelity, actually, I think it's page 2. It should show pre-tax. If you have post-tax, it'll show that. And then it should show Roth as well. And Nixon, Nest Egg, the planning. So Nixon's asking, what is Nest Egg? So for those of you that go that extra step, you want that full, like, detailed planning, we use Nest Egg for that. We haven't been able to integrate it directly into the dojo just yet, but you should see Nest Egg as a link for the larger, more complex type positions there. And thank you for answering there. Yeah. I love it. Beautiful. And what do we got here? Maybe last question, maybe. If I opened a Roth IRA 10 years ago in Schwab, and now I have a Jazz account for 2 years, can I withdraw contributions from Jazz under the 5-year rule, or is that account specific? No, it's not account specific. And first of all, whatever dollars you put in, you can take out whether it's been 10 years, 5 years, or 5 seconds. So it doesn't matter. You could put dollars in, the $1,000 goes in, financial hardship happens, you take $1,000 out, absolutely you can do that. If you are around the age of 59, that's the problem, right? That's where I can only take out my deposits. You start touching the gains, that's the problem. Very, very, very common misconception there. But yes, in short, with everything you described to me, you can, and your clock does not start over because you've been with us for 2 years, but you had the account for 10 years. No, no, no. I love it. Okay. Figure out how to wrap this up for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Of course, if you're a client and I said something that made you have a question, that's very possible. I could have said something and you go, what? Of course, you know where to find us. I'm happy to help you with that. If you are watching publicly, like I said, there's something interesting maybe for you to check out, see how things are done behind the scenes here. I'm going to wrap it up. It has been a long day, and I will, remember, tomorrow the market's closed, by the way. And so I will see you guys when I see you next week. You enjoy. Thanks for being here. Thanks for trusting us. And I will, of course, be here and happy to help with anything you need. Adios.